Hey folks, welcome. Let's talk about US credit cards, best ones. So what pops in your mind right off the back? Let me see some card names in the chat. What is your favorite? Even if you don't actively use it, which would be your favorite for the US to get? Put that in the comments, and I have a couple of things. As I sat back and sort of reflected on this discussion, I was thinking, of course, with the bet, I'm using air quotes again, with the best US cards, oftentimes this term best is loaded because there's no one card that fits everyone's needs. So obviously the focus will shift dramatically if the focus shifts dramatically towards premium cards because those are the cards that provide the best benefits, earn rates, and so on and so forth, um, including benefits like status rolled in there. But I was thinking, what about filters like, is that card going to be a keeper card? Is that card worth keeping year over year? In my mind, I guess three cards come right up top, right? Even with premium in mind, or specifically with premium card in mind and benefits in mind. The obvious popular one is Hilton Aspire, Bonvoy Brilliant, and to a certain extent, Chase World of Hyatt. And the reason is because the other big filter for people is uh, which brand do I follow? What status do I run after? What brand do I absolutely have to stay at just because that's where all of my other resources are tied into? So if you're a Marriott person, it's very difficult to convince somebody that a Hilton Aspire card is better than a Bonvoy Brilliant card and vice versa. And if you're a Hyatt person, there's no way I'll be able to ever convince you that a Hilton or a Bonvoy card or the program itself is any better than being in World of Hyatt. So you would basically be like, yeah, I'm a Hyatt person. I'm going to keep that Chase card. But that said, then there's a whole world of how about people that are brand agnostic? What kind of card will be their best card? Like somebody like me, I don't every year I like to tell myself that I'll do something different this year and unplug from the Bonvoy ecosystem. I fully unplugged from the Hyatt ecosystem once I lost my globalist status last year. So this past year, 2025, was mostly just stuck around with my Bonvoy Brilliant card and did everything with Bonvoy. Had a couple of curated stays at Fairmont, so I ended up with all Accor gold status and things like that, but nothing crazy. But in terms of credit card, Brilliant card was it. And now that because of the address issue and such, if I'm not going to be using the Brilliant card, then the default in Canada tends to be the two Bonvoy cards. But then increasingly, what happens if you are brand agnostic? Would a Amex Platinum card in the US be your go-to card if you didn't care about the brand so much? Are there other cards that, like a Chase Sapphire card, uh, would that be something that you'd be like, you know what, regardless of the Aspire card and the Brilliant card and the exploits from those cards, an Amex Platinum or a Chase Sapphire um, Reserve fits my needs better because it offers me flexibility or whatnot. So I wanted to broach that subject from those lens as well. A couple of comments have come in, so let's just look into that. Carol confirms, says, I finally have lifetime platinum this year, so that'll give me more flexibility. Of course, Carol is talking about once you hit lifetime platinum with Bonvoy, you can technically unplug yourself and play around with a few stays in non-Bonvoy properties. But in my experience with people around, once you unlock something that's significant, be it a lifetime platinum, if anything, you become a little more loyal to that particular uh, status. So let me know, Carol, if that changes. If you're truly able to look away from Bonvoy despite having a platinum and are able to utilize a few stays outside of that brand, and maybe you just keep Bonvoy Platinum as your supplementary now, and perhaps get an Aspire card, which will get you diamond status along with that card. And we'll come to that card benefit comparison in a little bit. But I hope that you're able to sort of really use that opportunity to explore other brands beyond Bonvoy. Alex says, Alec laughs and says it is hard, especially when you get platinum fairly easily, and they do have a big footprint for sure. That's always been the Bonvoy argument, right? Footprint. Uh, Carol is already on the fence about this. She's saying, I might still go for platinum, or I might still go for titanium. Yeah, yeah, and that's what status does. That's what credit cards tend to do, is really keep you in that ecosystem and keep you hooked into that. So yeah, so let's talk about some of these things, right? So before, oh, there's a comment by Dahlia about Chase. Actually, let's take that. Dahlia says Chase Sapphire preferred. Chase Sapphire preferred, yeah, CSP is solid. I prefer Hilton credit cards over Marriott credit cards. Canceled Brilliant as soon as they got rid of the Marriott $300 credit and replaced it with monthly dining credit. Right, fair point. And let's talk about that. So yeah, Hilton definitely right up there. So let's talk about Hilton, and we're talking about cards that are, like I said, air quotes, quote unquote. Oh, Sash. Sash coming in big with Sash going brand agnostic. Well done. Yeah, and I think there's a lot of value to be had in that. And I keep telling myself that every year, like I said, but every year I still feel like I'm putting a little bit more, not a little bit more, but I continue to put more money into the Bonvoy brand just because footprint, convenience, and sometimes just the allure of, oh, breakfast is covered, no matter how silly that breakfast benefit is for a platinum member. Anyways, coming back, let's talk about some of the big hitters first, and then we'll talk about what perhaps is a better card for a brand agnostic person like Sash is. So let's talk about perhaps considered by many, including, in my opinion, the best hotel credit card out there, which is the Hilton Aspire card. Because one, when you compare that to, say, a Bonvoy Brilliant card like Dahlia was comparing, the fee is $100 less. So it's $550 is the annual fee. Right now, there's special offers on it through a referral link, which is up to 175,000 Hilton points as bonus. On Hilton stays and properties, you get up to 14x earned points, 14x earned points, 14x earn on Hilton properties, up to 7x on any of the Amex travel bookings that you make. It's an Amex card, of course, and then 7x on dining and takeout in the US. So it's very much that dining and takeout pieces in the US. And the big one is Hilton Diamond status. Up until very recently, that was the highest status until Hilton sort of unveiled a brand new status above that, which is Hilton Reserve, I think it's called. Uh, I forget, or somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's Diamond Reserve. But yeah, Hilton Diamond status is still worth a lot more than, say, a Bonvoy Platinum is. Along with that diamond status, you get $400 resort credit, $200 flight credit, free night award in your, and this is the big one, free night award, not just your card member anniversary, but you get it the year you get the card and the first year and also every other year. So really, really strong overall benefits. And the Hilton Surpass card is the second sort of tier best card, I suppose. Also comes with 155,000 bonus right now, 12x earn on Hilton stays, 6x on dining, gas, and groceries. All of that is in the US. So Surpass card for $150 card often has some of the highest welcome bonuses. Like right now, it's 155,000 bonus on the Amex Hilton Surpass card, so which is pretty solid. So I think the Aspire card still gets my vote for being some of the strongest giving card out there, with so many benefits rolled in there that could easily become a keeper card for many people, even if Hilton is not your primary property. Like, you know what I mean? There's enough credits rolled in there at a 550, slightly cheaper than the Brilliant card, and the ability to, even if you're doing mostly redemption stays, for what it's worth, even if you spend a little bit on F&B, a few taxes here and there, resort fee maybe every now and maybe a couple of stays that are fully paid, that 14x earn is very, very strong and goes a long way. And especially when you add the bonus. uh, the bonus on it for your status and things like that, it can get really rewarding. I think 14x is inclusive of that. Somebody can correct me. But yeah, really strong card. There's a couple of Ritz-Carlton comments as well, so let's take them as oh, there's way more than that. Okay, I'm a little bit behind. Let's take a few responses before I compare and contrast with the brilliant one. Alex says to Sasha's comment about going brand agnostic, Alex says helps with how the premium credit card have so many travel credits to use. Um, so Sash says, yeah, he's lifetime Bonvoy Platinum and Diamond uh, from the Aspire card. What I hate about chasing status is you may forego the opportunity to try a better and maybe even cheaper hotel just because you want to renew your status. 100%. Uh, FHR or fine hotels and resorts with Amex is huge now with all of the US Platinum cards offering it. Try new brands. Yeah, yeah. Especially on that premium end, if you do stay at premium hotels and such, the Amex FHR is really, really strong and more so becoming really robust, and they're really pushing hard on that aspect. And as is the Chase, so Chase Reserve, uh, Chase Sapphire Reserve cards and Chase Sapphire Premium cards are all sort of trying to really tap into that market like the FHR is. Sash also says Aspire card pays for itself. You know how to leverage the credits. Dahlia says, for me, I like the Hilton certificates more valuable than Bonvoy certificates. Yep. Raul says Ritz-Carlton card, 85,000. Um, 85,000 KFNA free night award plus what priority pass unlimited lounge access. Dahlia says I have the Ritz card, but I still like Hilton credit cards more. I have to agree with Dahlia there because I did look at the Ritz card just as I was preparing some notes for this conversation, and I didn't even add that Ritz card into the fold just because Aspire, Brilliant, and all of them seem to have a lot more rolled into it as a premium card. The Ritz itself, decent, but I don't think it has enough in there to fight to get or to be in the same category as some of these big hitters like Aspire, Brilliant, or perhaps even Amex Platinum for that matter. Grimsley is here. Grimsley says, while we are talking about Aspire, I got two approvals pending acceptance, Aspire and Hilton Business, but I have four Amex cards already and at 24/4. If I only stay in Hilton less than 5 nights a year, are Aspire free nights and credits still worth it, or should I click accept on both tabs really fast and see if I get approved for both? That's a question for people that have the Aspire card. Maybe Dahlia or Sash can chime in on that. Um, if Grimsley should get both of those cards right away, or if staying less than 5 nights, you said, less than 5 nights a year, is it still worthwhile? Oh, that's a good question. I'll have to think on that, but I'll let the folks that have those cards answer that, Grinsley, while we compare that Aspire card and why I think, and I guess most people are saying that the Aspire card pays for itself and why Aspire tends to be a little bit higher in my mind for the best card for hotel. The next one, because it often gets compared with Bonvoy Brilliant, that is the highest card in that Bonvoy family of cards. With Amex, Bonvoy also has Chase cards, which are really good offers right now. The Chase Bonvoy, I think the Boundless has five free night awards, but that is 50K certs, I think, plus $100 airline credit, which is good. But we'll talk about it. Let's talk about the Brilliant card. The Brilliant card is $650, so $100 more than Aspire. The bonus right now is only 100,000 points. We have seen it much higher than that in the past. But right now, if you compare the bonuses, again, Bonvoy Brilliant is only 100K. Hilton right now has elevated offers that what Aspire card has 175,000. This is where I feel like the Bonvoy does really, really well is it offers up to 21x points for Bonvoy properties or hotels and properties because that card also comes with platinum status. So once you roll in all of the baseline earnings, status bonuses, and this, that, and the other, you're looking at anywhere between 20 to 21x earn on each of your hotel stays, which makes it a solid, solid card. Really ramp up the earnings through that. And I really saw my account balances uh, go, skyrocket in the last couple of years just because of using Brilliant Card everywhere I could. And 3x dining worldwide. So unlike the Aspire card, which is their dining earned rates are for US restaurants and stuff only, Brilliant card does only 3x as opposed to a little bit higher, but it's available worldwide, which is really good. And of course, it comes with a $300 dining credit, which we just heard about, and then also comes with a free night certificate on anniversary. So you don't get it in your first year, you get it upon anniversary. So once you have rolled your card into that second year, you do get a free night award worth 85,000 points. And of course, you can also add up to 15,000 to make it into a 100,000 redemption. But as a card itself, it comes with 85,000 as the limit on that free night award. So like I said, strong, really strong earned rate potential, but doesn't nearly have the benefits that Aspire really rolls out with the resort credit, the flight credit, the free night award that's you get in that first year and every subsequent year of keeping it. Um, so in my mind, that remains like Aspire remains the better of the two cards. And of course, I kind of mentioned the Chase Boundless as well. For a $95 card, again, the Chase Boundless card right now has five, again, elevated offer usually is three free night awards. And right now it's five, up to five. You get the first three with the card sign up and the additional two with spend as a spend bonus. Plus, you get $100 airline credit and up to 17x earned on Bonvoy properties. Again, really strong earn rate. And upon anniversary, you get another free night certificate, but that one is only a 35,000 point certificate. So the okay-ish. Again, doesn't have the bells and whistles of an Aspire or even a Brilliant in this case, but regardless, five free night award on, I think the spend requirement is $5,000 somewhere. Someone correct me. Um, but yeah, really decent for a $95 card is basically where I was getting at. Um, Quickly in this sort of list of branded cards or co-branded cards, can't miss out on the Chase World of Hyatt. Again, unlike the $650 Brilliant card or the $550 Aspire card, the World of Hyatt card is only $95 and comes with up to five free nights, category one through to four, applicable at up to category four. Again, decent, but nothing crazy. And a 9x earn on Hyatt stays. And I think this is where it really hits at home. With a 9x earn, if you are going to be staying at Hyatt properties, low end, mid tier, or upper end, that 9x goes a long way. And purely in terms of points value, Hyatt hits the top there. Bonvoy often second, followed by Hilton, but more and more. I read about Hilton properties, especially high-end Hilton properties and such. I feel like Hilton Points, Hilton Card, Hilton ecosystem overall is a lot better than Bonvoy. Recently, in the summer, I stayed at, I was in Moncton. Moncton it was one of those partner properties with Hilton. It was a condo building, really, really loved it. And I'm at a loss of what the name of that brand is. But even with just a gold status that I got through my Amex Platinum, and we'll talk about Amex Platinum shortly, uh, got breakfast, which was great for up to two people during my stay. The rooms were great. Hilton recognition was good, and I was just overall surprised by how well the gold was treating me, despite having that direct comparison with Marriott, where I had platinum status. Oftentimes, those benefits don't get me much, but the fact that just Hilton Gold, was getting me a proper breakfast for two at a local Moncton property was pretty impressive. And I've been trying to add more and more Hilton to my stays. So you might see that a little bit of change as well, trying out different brands. But there are several other Hilton reviews that are on that have been done by Anthony, Dahlia, Sash, that really paints a great picture for Hilton portfolio and elite recognition overall. And correct me if I'm wrong, but oh, Sash already. Hilton Gold is greater than Bonvoy Gold, right? Um, so yeah, we've just gone through the co-brand list, but let's put our hats on and think a little bit like Sash is thinking these days, which is brand agnostic. So if you didn't care about Hilton, Marriott, Hyatt, the usuals, which card would you keep that kind of complements your style of hotel stay? And be it whatever, be it at a low tier, you're like a backpacker, or be it mid tier, business properties, or high end, luxury hotels that you can get. And I feel like increasingly in the US, premium cards, especially the Amex Platinum card, does that really, really well. Because right now, again, elevated bonus, so 175,000 bonus on the Amex Platinum. Um, 5x earn on hotels and flights if you're booking them through the Amex portal. Up to $600 in hotel credits. Again, Amex, when you book through Amex Travel, $200 airline credit. Uh, I mentioned Hilton Gold through my Canadian Platinum, but in this case, even US Platinum obviously is giving you Bonvoy and Hilton Gold status. And then, of course, there's a plethora of those retail credits, be it $200 Uber Cash, $300 Lululemon, $100 Saks, and I'm sure there is more that I just haven't noted down or thought of. So there's a whole bunch of those. So what do you guys feel about a brand agnostic person sticking to Amex Platinum and really leaning in on that Amex travel uh, to upgrade or to experience different brands, to stay at luxury properties, use all of these credits that come with the card. I think in my mind, I compared that quickly with Chase Sapphire Preferred or even Chase Sapphire Reserve and looked at what benefits you would get through that. And I still feel like Amex Platinum, especially the new revamped Amex Platinum with $895 annual fee and a whole bunch of credits. If you're able to utilize those credits, I think Amex Platinum would still get my vote over Chase Reserve card. Yes, Chase Reserve is really, really good, gets you the flexibility much like Amex, because you don't have to use it just for hotels. Those points are, and we don't, I mean, I don't have to tell you folks, this points community, about how amazing membership reward points are. Um, so I feel for a brand agnostic person, either the Amex or the Chase, Amex Platinum or the Chase Reserve would be the go-to. And in my quick assessment, I'm leaning a little bit towards Amex Platinum as my preferred currency. And maybe that's just a bias because I haven't used Chase currency as much in my travels. I mean, I don't dabble in them at all, other than knowing and advising other people on how to do it. Would love to know your thoughts on that Chase Platinum versus Amex Platinum versus Chase Sapphire kind of comparison. If somebody listening in is a brand agnostic person, then which one should they lean towards and why? A few comments have come in. Sash is saying Chase Sapphire Reserve and Amex Platinum are yeah. So Jas, Sash is doing a +1. Also says plus my Capital One Venture X. Yeah, Venture X is decent, decent card. And then there was another one that I was looking at that seemed half decent. Maybe it was the Chase one I was looking at. But yeah, Venture X is decent. Again, allows you to transfer into a whole bunch of hotel points if you needed to. But yes, Amex Platinum is the best for most folks. No brainer, says Sash. Goes on to say, what I like about Chase Reserve is the 4x on travel and those ultimate rewards. I can do higher transfers or to 2 cents per point bookings via Chase Travel. Yep, good points. Good points. Alex says, I'm hoping 2026 will be a battle of premium credit cards travel. Yeah, Chase, the edit, points boost, and special on certain hotels, Amex FHR, travel credits, Capital One Venture X, $300 travel credits, City Strata has some credits. I hope they will try to upstage each other and be the customer's benefit. They're already doing that. And just this entire battle between Chase and Amex is riveting to see from this side of the border because they are really going hard at that premium customer. And in this case, forget just the premium customer. A lot of the folks in this points community and people in general that are able to utilize some of these credits and cards or coupons or whatever you want to call them, if you're able to utilize those, even trying out a card for a couple of years, it is a great way to do it. And that's perhaps my last question to this group before we close this one out. And that's a big one. Oftentimes, when I think about a hotel credit card or a brand agnostic credit card, I want to know which card would be my keeper card. And you would hear this theme over and over now on Points, Miles, and Bling, because I think as much as we've enjoyed dabbling into several cards, multiple cards year over year, sometimes multiple times, um, you always have to have your keeper cards, and these cards can be your premium cards or mid-tier cards that you know are so good that deliver value year over year, kind of like what we've said about Aspire card. If I have the Aspire card, that is going to be my keeper card just because it offers so much credits, so much value in that card. Like I said, even if Hilton wasn't my primary hotel brand, I would still keep that card, utilize all of those credits, and at least even if I was doing one or two Hilton stays, it'll be well worth keeping that card. And I feel like in terms of that keeper card, which that's where I'm again leaning towards that Amex Platinum a little bit more for my brand agnostic keeper card in my wallet. Let me know what you think, because that's the big one when you think about a card that gives you value year over year, as opposed to a card that you just want to try out and then maybe move on to a different card in a couple of years or even after a year because you just can't justify keeping a card that charges you say $900 or $1,000 or whatever the case might be. But if you find value in that, if you're able to utilize, I think Sash says that if you uh, know how to utilize those credits in your day-to-day activities, some of these cards should be your keeper card, regardless of the brands that you sort of run for, statuses that you run for. I can chat US credit cards all day, but I have to run. Take care, Sash. Yep, I think I'm there as well. I've thought edit bookings got devalued, not all, maybe a few 2 cents per point this week. Alex says, yes, it did a lot of 2 cents per point. Uh, Points boost got nerfed and Chase is playing games where hotels enter and leave, but there is some opportunities and still some 2 cents per point points boost hotels. Okay. Um, Alex says also there, the edit footprint is much smaller than Amex FHR. It's really hard to use, says Grimsley. Awardhelper.com. Use the simple stack tool to search for the edit. Shout out to Kels for making the tool. Hey, Carol says, what's the best no-fee US card to get as a keeper card? Uh, Hilton Honors, the Amex Hilton Honors card is a no-fee card. Again, really, really good. Oh, there, Raul has said it. Hilton Amex. Yep. But we've had some good discussions around some of the big hitters, some keeper cards, brand agnostic cards, and why. Hopefully, this gave you a little bit that you needed to know, a little bit of that nudge for you to try a different brand if you weren't already using some of these. Um, and last but not least, if you need a referral to any of these cards, feel free to hit me up on email, DM me on socials, or whatever the case might be. Happy to extend some of these referrals to you. Uh, so on that lovely note, let's close this one out. All right. Take care, folks. Good night.